What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Sunday over here. Bitcoin trying to stay above 26.5K. Not too much movement over the weekends as usual, but the weekly candle close is coming in about 5 to 6 hours. Could there be some price action when that time comes? Sometimes it could be, but it definitely is worth paying attention to, right? Going into next week. We had a bit of a pump for Bitcoin and quite a bit of the altcoins this past week from that Bitcoin pump, in my opinion, because it's still the driver of this crypto markets. However, ICP, Internet Computer Token, it's still looking very shaky right now. Let's see if there's any potential reversal for this coin. Let's update from our previous post, see if anything has changed. I'm going to be sharing with you guys some upwards and downwards price targets for ICP, as well as some key price levels to be paying attention to go either up or down. I will be also giving you guys my personal sentiment and opinion on this market later in this video, so make sure to stay around for that. Of course, all of what I'm saying here, none of what I'm saying here is financial advice. It's purely my personal opinion and sentiment only, okay? I am not a financial advisor, nor am I an elite trader of any sort, even though I am a profitable trader who's been able to keep most of my profits during the last bear market, but I'm looking to crush it here for the next bull cycle. So if you guys feel the same way, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Let's get right into this video. All right, we do have ICP here underneath $3 now. Okay, what could be going on in here? Right, we had a bit of a pump for Bitcoin. A lot of the altcoins I've seen got a bit of pumping price action as well, but not so much in here. It doesn't seem like. Okay, on this weekly time frame, what I said last time was we were paying attention to this falling wedge, right? On this falling wedge, on the daily time frame here, it's, we actually got 3 touches to the bottom trend line. So this is a valid falling wedge, but we're just zooming out to the weekly time frame here. Okay, I just like it to be technical because, I want the trend lines to be as valid as possible, right? Now, we do have a falling wedge here, zoomed out. This is the weekly time frame. Last time we talked about a possible double bottom here, right? It looks like that is broken down, and I don't think that is going to be happening. Okay, that double bottom, I think that was probably previously mentioned on yeah, I mean, I can see on the weekly time frame, but I'm not gonna try to recap on the smaller time frames. It's gonna look a little messy, but as you guys can see, there was a one bottom right here, right? The first bottom, June 12th, the week of June 12th this year. And then second bottom here, August 14th, week of, that, has actually broken down, right? That support has been broken down. So any measure target from this will be invalidated, right? Double bottoms are usually bullish patterns. And if you break down from it, that's very bearish, at least in the short term. Now let's take a look into the bigger pattern that we are still in, which is this falling wedge pattern, which is still valid, right? If the price action is able to break out of this falling wedge pattern, we have a measure target, which is taken by measuring the opening of the pattern, right? But let's see here. Let's see if this is reasonable. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So this is 3 weeks. This measure target is basically placed 3 weeks from this weekly candle, right? I'm just going to leave it here, okay? It's, the price action is pretty close to the bottom trend line. Would it still be reasonable for this price action to break out in 3 weeks? I don't know. I mean, it's an altcoin, so anything can happen, really. So I'm just going to leave it there. Right, because it's just based on it's just recap and based on last post. I don't think much has changed except that it has broken from that double bottom. I think it's still kind of reasonable to have it up here. So the measure target will give you about a measure target of just right underneath, right above $8 here, okay? $8.30 area, okay? Measure targets are estimates only. Take it with a grain of salt. Go ahead and Google search measure targets, measure moves. Don't just take my word for it, okay? It is not an automatic move to that price, okay? So these trading concepts I'm talking about here, falling wedges, double bottoms, measure targets, please Google search them and learn them for yourself, because at the end of the day, that's what's most valuable. You want to stick to trade. I mean, you want to be able to be in this market for the long run, learn technical analysis, and be able to judge things for yourself and make more informed decisions outside of what people are saying, because you want to be able to judge it for yourself, man. You don't want to just constantly listen to what people are saying. That's not good. Now let's take a look into this, some key price levels. The price action does need to break to go upwards. All right. So let's start with major moving averages on this weekly time frame. Weekly 21 SMA, currently about $4.30, which is the blue line. Weekly 50 SMA, $4.80 area. Okay. Monthly moving average, if the price action is able to break out of this falling wedge pattern, then it's going to be in the way of the measured targets. It's coming down very steeply, right? So that's the monthly moving average, currently at about $7.85 area. 3-day moving averages, 3-day 21 SMA, $3.65 area. $3-day 50 SMA, $4.30 area, the gray line. 3-day 200 SMA, $7.45 area, the orange line. Daily moving averages are going to be a lot more responsive because they change on the daily. Now, daily 21 SMA, $3.20 area, blue line. Daily 50 SMA, the gray line, $3.60 area. Daily 200 SMA, $4.55 area, the orange line. Okay. Now, these are just some key noticeable price levels to be paying attention to going upwards. Okay. Going upwards, these are just the noticeable ones. If you want to get into more detail about what what further resistances are, you could go into the different time frames and look at past trading history. Okay, I typically just for time's sake will look to the monthly, right? And then we'll do that for the support level because we don't have any major moving averages beneath the price action, right? So we're just gonna look at past trading history, but you can do this for resistances as well. Now let's take a look into the support here. We're basically at all-time lows, so we don't really have any previous trading history to refer to, right? For key support. So let's take a look into the only other estimates I can provide is basically saying if the price action continues running within this falling wedge pattern, then it could go as low as this bottom trend line. If the price action was to continue within this falling wedge pattern, it could go as low as this bottom trend line. So just digest that, okay? There's quite a bit of ifs in there, right? So it could, for example, if the price action was to come down to this bottom trend line here, it could come down to, almost $2, okay, by next week. Not saying that it's going to come down by next week, but I'm just saying, this is an estimate, right? If the price action was to continue down this pattern, right, the lowest it could go if it was to continue within this pattern is about $2.10 area, okay, which is very close to $2, right? And then you guys can estimate based on this upper trend line as well. And obviously, if the price action does not break out by this estimated breakout date, but still continues running within this pattern, then you move the measured targets down along this upper trend line and then get an estimate of the measured target then. Okay, now let's take a look into Bitcoin real quick. We cannot ignore Bitcoin because it is still the driver of the markets. I've already done a more detailed post on Bitcoin earlier today, but let's take another look, okay? It's basically trying to stay away from that breakdown on this weekly time frame, this double top here, 24.7K, right? Weekly 50 SMA is coming up. It's currently at about 24.3, 24.4-ish, right? We're going to get about another weekly candle close in about 5 hours-ish. And then this weekly 50 SMA is going to come up further to the price action. What's more important, in my opinion, here to be paying attention to is the 4-hour and the lower time frames now, because we're actually seeing quite a bit of a move, right? Since the price action has broken out of this falling wedge pattern, measured target is about 29.2K area. This is the 4-hour time frame, so it has broken out of this falling wedge pattern. Measured target is 29.2K area. Like I said, measure targets, estimates only. Now, rising channel has this is the pattern that the price action is in after it has broken out of this falling wedge pattern, typically a bearish pattern. So let's see if this is going to break to the downside, or will it to against its probabilities break to the upside, which will look very bullish for Bitcoin and a lot of the crypto markets here, right? So this is what I'm seeing. 6-hour time frame, just real quick. So 6-hour 21 SMA is coming up to this bottom trend line here. Could this provide support and a bounce, the bounce that it needs to actually break out of this pattern to the upside, right? So something pretty interesting coming up here, even on the short-term time frames for Bitcoin. Don't snooze, okay? Now, this is basically what I'm seeing for Bitcoin. My overall sentiment for this market as a whole, overall, it's bullish right now. Unless it breaks that 24.7K, right? If I find any short setups, I'll probably still open shorts, but right now I probably wouldn't go against Bitcoin, right? So I have mainly longs. Well, I have all longs in this market right now, on quite a bit of altcoins. I don't have ICP, but if you guys do want to continue seeing ICP, drop a like, comment, subscribe below, and I will bring you guys a follow-up if enough of you guys want to see more of this post. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great weekend. I will probably get one more post up for today. See you guys later.